I think I only watched maybe like half of a workshop that you did before I signed up. I just knew that it was felt so aligned, and I really loved the blend of spirituality and science. I'd never seen that before.
Hello, Victoria.
Hello. Yeah, there we are. I'm on the big screen.
Thanks so much for being here with us today. So I'd love if you could share an introduction. Who are you?
Yeah, so I am Victoria. I run a business called the Manifestation Collective. So I'm a manifestation coach. I'm an author. So my first book came out last year, and I'm just writing my second book now. So that comes out next year. And I also work as kind of a soulful business mentor. So I joined Yes Supply. Gosh, it was November 2020, which feels like a lifetime ago now. And I joined the self-study program to start with, and I thought that'll be fine. I'll hold myself accountable. And as the time went on, I noticed that I was kind of missing that support that I needed, that, other people around me that were doing the same thing. And you did, I think you sent an email, or I saw an Instagram story about another cohort starting. So I just sent you an email and I said, look, is there any way of joining the cohort? And then it was all perfect timing. It was all very aligned. And I joined a cohort, and we started in January 22. And then, so I graduated last year in July last year, and it was just the most amazing. It sounds like such a cliche to say it was a life-changing experience, but it really was in so many different aspects.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm glad you got the opportunity to join the cohorts. And people have been, so we actually don't even do the self-study anymore, because I think to really experience the techniques, you have to be in that supportive container where you can practice them every week and have that support and that feedback. So amazing that you were part of that. And thank you for sharing. And where were you before you joined the Yes Supply method? Like, what led you to sign up and say yes?
So I felt, as you know, obviously we had the pandemic in 2020, and a lot of my work had stopped. And at the time I had a manifestation like Facebook group, and people were coming to me to kind of be coached very organically, reaching out. And there was an element of me that felt, whilst I could coach them on manifestation, it felt very surface level. And I am quite an impulse kind of buyer. I think that's just kind of my personality. And I saw some Instagram stories that you did, and I think I only watched maybe like half of a workshop that you did before I signed up. I just knew that it was felt so aligned, and I really loved the blend of spirituality and science. That was kind of like, I'd never seen that before. And obviously we worked with the beautiful Aubrey. I don't know if she's on this call, but who really just taught us so much about like the mind and the brain and everything. It felt like I was going to be able to come to my clients with so much more depth than I would have been able to before.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So you were already manifestation coaching before joining the Yes Supply method, but you just knew that it would help you go deeper and have a better understanding. Okay, I love that. And had you already written your book as well?
So I had got the book deal just before I signed the with for the cohort, and then I wrote the book through doing the cohort as well. So yeah, it was quite a lot, but we're fine. It came out on time. And I think as well that I have to say, like, just the support of the women in the cohort were just, I can't even describe it. Like, we genuinely are, like, I know you said earlier, like lifelong friends. Like, I will know these women. We still have a WhatsApp group now, and if somebody needs some support, or like, I've released this podcast episode, can anybody give me a 5-star rating, or can somebody? And a lot of the girls have actually bought my book and left me an Amazon review, and nobody needed to do that, but it was so, we've built this like sisterhood, and it's really, really supportive.
I have full body chills just hearing that, because I think that it's kind of one of those benefits that you don't realize is such a huge benefit. But a lot of us are like successful women, high achieving women, and maybe in our own life we don't have people that understand us. And then you come into this world and you're like, everyone gets me, everyone likes mindset, everyone loves manifesting. Everyone's after bigger goals. And so you're able to create those friendships that probably never would have even came into your life if you were just at home in your regular neighborhood, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. And then now actually, I'd love to hear, what was your highlight of going through the SFI method? I know the community and the friendships, but in terms of going through the program, what was the big thing that stood out to you?
Oh, the confidence that I came away with as a coach. Funnily enough, the week after we graduated, I had said yes to a speaking gig that was like in front of 300 people. And the girls had said to me on the cohort, come on, we can get you through this. We can program in confidence, and, we can really enable you to visualize how you will feel. So we really embodied, like, we kind of integrated the feeling of what songs I would listen to as I was driving there, what songs I'd listen to coming back. And so I don't know if it was the universe or what, but when we visualized how I would feel confidently speaking in front of everybody, we said that everybody would clap as I came into the room. And I would walk up an aisle and everybody would clap and cheer. And I just felt really elated from that. And when I went to the event, everybody stood up and clapped as I walked into the room. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like maybe I manifested this, or maybe just everybody's really polite. Just clap for me. But yeah, it's just the true confidence.
It's like you dropped into your future, and then your future came to reality. I love it. And that's one of the tools in the SLI method, dropping into your future. And that is super cool. So congrats on that public speaking. And then now, after having graduated the Yes Apply method, how would you say it impacts your life and your business?
I think, just having that confidence, to increase my prices as well. I'm now fully booked until March next year. So it's just having, and I think I felt confident before as a coach, but it was almost like I had suddenly I had this tool belt to be able to say, it's kind of, I really love EFT. That's kind of my staple, and I use it on myself. I will use it on clients. But I'll also kind of use things like smaller techniques like anchoring, of when people are looking at the vision board and they feel really excited, let's anchor that feeling in. So every time that you go back to that vision board, you can access that energy again. And it's just, I think a lot of the tools I've had done on me kind of, swapping, it was a single belief change from thinking about or mapping across. I didn't like Instagram. I felt a certain way about being on Instagram, but I knew that I needed it for the business. And I said, I want to feel the same about Instagram as I do when I'm scrolling on Pinterest, because on Pinterest, I don't feel, any kind of competition or, worry or, kind of anger or anything that I might feel on Instagram. And we did this feeling, this mapping across, and it was like, okay, now I get to feel the joy and like the excitement and the inspiration that can come from Instagram. So I've gone off on a tangent there, Reese, but I'm just so passionate about all of the different kind of techniques that we can use.
Oh my gosh, me too. I'm so passionate about it. I love hearing about how you're using them, how you're connecting it to the vision board too. That's absolutely genius. And Jess is here, who's freaking out that you're here.
So
what would you say to someone who's here, who's thinking of joining the Yes Apply method?
Oh my God, just do it. Don't wait. I feel like people should be more impulsive like me, because I feel like if you're drawn to something, there's a reason why. Like, if you are here today, I feel like the universe is guiding you towards this higher purpose, something that, you're meant to follow. And I think something that scared me, and I'll be honest, when I started, I said to Jess was my trainer, I said, I feel like I'm going to break somebody's brain. Like, that was the thing that I kept repeating to, and Jess was like, that's not going to happen. Don't worry about going up to your calls and almost feeling nervous of doing the techniques with somebody else, because there is so much support there on the calls. There's so much guidance that you don't need to feel worried or scared or, fearful of what might happen, because we're all in the same boat. We've all been there. Jess has done Yes Apply, she's been there before. She knew how it felt. So everything just felt very supportive, and just sign up. That's what I'll say. I'll finish on that. Just do it.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I totally agree with you. It sounds like you're able to melt away a lot of the limiting beliefs, which is so perfect. But you got to follow that intuition, because our intuition, and this is for any, not even just joining the Yes Apply method, but our intuition, like we're getting that impulse for a reason. It's guiding us to something bigger. It's guiding us to like what it is that we're meant to do. So oftentimes we have our intuition that's guiding us to the greater thing. And then our little logical like fear mind is like, no, wait, is it safe? So I'm so glad that you followed your intuition. And one other thing that I'm so curious about is, how did going through the Yes Apply method apply to writing your book? Writing a book is something I still have to do. I really want to. I just need to make the time for it.
I mean, I was able to just add such a new depth to the book as well, because my book is called Manifesting for Beginners. So it's a real kind of beginner's approach to manifesting. But I love mixing kind of manifestation with mindset, you know, like I said, spirituality with science. And it really, even just adding in a script for emotional freedom technique in the book, and people have commented, you know, and sent me messages saying, thank you so much for writing that down, because sometimes I struggle with repeating or, you know, looking at it on screen, that if I've got a script there, I can follow it. And it just added such another level to the book. And, you know, book 2, I think is, again, it's going to take some of that depth and really just make it, what I loved about it is it's tangible, you know, these real things that you can do to make a change to your life. And I think that's what Yes Apply is about. There's no fluff, these real kind of tangible things, how, you know, the way you can change your life.
Oh my God, that was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. And everyone's going to have to go check out your book too. So
Thank you.
If anyone wants to, you know, continue to follow you on your journey, where can they find you online?
Yeah, so everywhere I am the Manifestation Collective. So you can find me podcast, Instagram, you know, website, the Manifestation Collective.
Awesome. Thanks, Victoria. Let's give Victoria a round of applause for speaking on this stage.
Thank you, guys. Join Yes Apply.
Yeah.